Did you call her a whore? And the worst godmother ever?
I did call her a whore.
Okay. Why?
Because I told her, you're not the only person that has stuff going on. And she said, yeah, you're right. All I know is your bum ass owes me money. So she started coming off.
And this is via text?
Via text. And then, yes, I called her a whore at the end of the message.
Is this usually how you all interact when you get into a disagreement?
No, normally.
You see, Ms. Smith, basically we have a proof problem here because the burden of proof is on you to prove that you lent her the amount of money that you said you lent her and that she didn't repay it. Do you have any proof, anything that you can provide?
She did agree to the payment arrangement in January of what she owed via text message. It's on the 8th page. She did say okay that she would agree to it.
In January, okay. I have most of these payments. Ms. Calandros, we have the payments that you made. Basically, $2,000 that you paid to her starts in September 30th of 2022 and goes all the way up to July of 2024. And then 2 payments made this year totaling $300. And then we have the January text exchange that you're referring to, Ms. Smith. Let's put this up on the board if we can. We can see an exchange between the two of you in January 3rd. Is that January 3rd of this year?
Yes, it is.
Okay. Where you, Ms. Smith, say, good morning, I need you to start paying off this loan. I want it paid off this year, the balance of $17.70.66. I need this money back. And you, Ms. Calandros, say, okay. So you don't dispute the amount in January of this year when she says you owe her $17.70.
I didn't know how much I sent her until I went in and looked at all the Cash Apps, the Venmo, the Apple Pay, and then I did the math myself and like in my calculator, and then yeah. So I just
but we only have $300 paid since that time. Do you have anything else here to suggest that this was wrong?
I don't keep track of what I sent her except for it's all electronic, so I could just go back in.
No, that's my point. They total $2,000, but $1,700 of that predates this acknowledgement that you owe her $17.70. So the only thing we have is $300 removed from this $17.70. I've heard enough.
Ms. Smith, can you give us your handwritten ledger?
Yeah.
Officer Finley will come grab that from you. Ms. Smith, as we look at everything, is it possible that you might have missed payments?
No.
No. Okay.
I write them all down.
And they're dated?
They're dated.
If she can account for all these payments here, then I would say it's accurate.
I would too. Here's my concern. The majority of payments we have from Ms. Calandros are before you told her that she owed $17.70. We see almost $2,000 in payments before that date, because if all of those had been credited, she would basically owe nothing.
Yes, but they weren't for that loan.
So that's what I want to understand. What were they for?
Just small loans that she would ask me, can I borrow $100 till Thursday? Can I borrow $100 till Friday? And I would just send it to her.
No. You're saying when they were small amounts, it was maybe 20, 40.
40 max, yeah.
So this is where our dispute is, apparently. We're going to hold on to this while we deliberate. So the parties are excused while we deliberate in this matter. Thank you both. We have deliberated and reached a unanimous verdict. Ms. Smith, you had this nice little balance sheet, which wasn't entirely clear, but looked pretty meticulous. But you deleted your Cash App and wiped the electronic records. Not to destroy evidence, but it rendered you without evidence.
Yeah.
Ms. Calandros, you had the electronic records. You gave us proof of certain payments, but no records of what each one of those payments was for, and no records of the money coming in, $20, $30, $40. So it was just kind of a little bit of a mess. At the end of the day, the burden of proof in this court is called a preponderance of the evidence, which means you have to prove your case by 50.001%. You don't have to prove beyond all doubt that a certain thing is true or not true. And Ms. Smith, we found that by the skin of your teeth, you met your burden of proof here. We all three felt that there was sufficient evidence of your record keeping, and particularly the text messages where you said your new balance is, your new balance is, your new balance is, and we go a long time without any dispute from the defendant. Ms. Calandros, we don't disbelieve your testimony. We just think that there wasn't clear enough proof as to what payments everything was going towards. So the verdict is in favor of the plaintiff for $1,470. We hope you two can maybe find a way back together. Perhaps not.